After hearing about this show for oh so long, Netflix finally obtained the rights to Beastars. Today, I give you guys my review. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to my channel. Started the morning out with Kingdom Season 2. That was spectacular. The review's on this channel now. And now we're talking about Beastars. I have been hearing about this show, like I said, for a long time, and it's finally on Netflix. Were you looking forward to it? I need all of those comments down below. And if you like these Netflix reviews, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. So, in Beastars, in a school populated by anthropomorphic animals, a humble wolf with anxiety investigates a classmate's sudden murder while contending with his bewildering feelings for a kindly dwarf rabbit. So as you guys know, this is a Japanese anime series. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I said anime, and then I said anime, and both ways I got called out for it, so I'm going back to my roots. It's anime. But I was really looking forward to this because I had multiple people in my comment section say, Austin, this is one you have to look out for. It's really good. I've heard from other people. It was one of the best of 2019. What? So, finally got the chance to sit down and watch it, not knowing what to expect. I've also heard from some people that, well, it's a show for furries, for people who love the furries. And I'm sitting back going, am I old? Do I just not know or care what a furry... No one really seems to have an issue with something like a BoJack Horseman or Zootopia, so I put this in the same conversation, except when you start getting into the actual plot and the thematics and what these characters go through in this series. I don't want to say deeper than the two examples I just gave, because those are great examples, but it gets a bit deeper than you expect and anticipate, and these characters, even though they're animals, they feel just as human as really any character I've watched over the last couple of months from an anime series. So all of these things within this first episode had me really excited, and I really liked our main characters here. So we have herbivores and carnivores, and they're both living within the society, but we really only see what happens within the boundaries of this school. They're coexisting. They're very limited in their expression. They have to stay within their boundaries, which feels like high school, right? Except this time there are two large groups of individuals, like I said, the carnivores, the herbivores, and they're all expected to act a certain way and be what society anticipates from them, and that in itself is really deep. But then we get a look into these characters, the character of Haru, who is really a broken individual. She is an herbivore. She's a young rabbit who is just trying to find her way. She is a very broken individual, and one who comes across one of my favorite characters, and not necessarily that I relate with his mentality, but the fact that Legoshi is such a conflicted character, and he's constantly trying to subdue the urges that he has as a carnivore, and he's really trying to figure himself out like anyone in high school, but he also has these deep and conflicting feelings for the character of Haru, and he's just the most socially awkward, I almost said human being, the most socially awkward creature. And he is well-rounded in the fact that he is dealing with his own demons like everyone else, but he goes about it in such almost a sweet and true fashion. You just can't help but relate with him. And then you have Bill the Tiger. He is also a character that is struggling. He is one of the most insecure characters within the entire show, and he is always trying to be in the limelight. See, within this world, you have carnivores that are looked upon almost in fear because, of course, they have to coexist, and they have different classes where they're having to interact with each other. But Bill is this extravagant creature, and when he finally gets the opportunity to be in that limelight, and I will not say how it happens, it sets up for a crazy and really powerful few scenes, episodes, and one moment in particular with the character of Legoshi that I thought was just spectacular. And it's the deep and intricate nature of the script that I was not anticipating watching this show. I thought the characters were going to be a bit stale, maybe two-dimensional, but it turned out that they were far more layered than I anticipated. Every animal, every creature had their own individual quirk, and you could also identify them by that quirk or by the fact that, oh, that's a giraffe, and that's a tiger, and that's a giant scary-looking werewolf. So if there are younger kids watching this show, and I will say this is a show way more for, older teens, young adults than it is for kids, but if there are kids watching it, then sure. But there are a couple of moments in this show that I know a lot of people are going to be talking about where I would say, don't watch this show with your kids. Or I would say, this is one for adults. And these are moments, one in particular, that they're going to turn a lot of people off. And I'm just giving you guys a warning, since this is a non-spoiler review, that they are in there. But if you can not even get past that, if you can accept that as part of the show and understand that the show kind of knows exactly what it is and it's not doing anything to offend people, it's just telling its story, and it's doing that through this style of animation. I'll get into the technical aspects here in just a second. Then I think you will end up appreciating it, and you won't worry as much about those darker and more adult elements. Then you have the character of Louis, which I didn't even mention, and every time the girls get around Louis, they're all like, "Oh, Louis!" And Louis is this very confident individual on the outside, but he's always trying his best to live up and measure up to what everyone expects from him. He is an herbivore, so he is not a carnivore, so it feels like he's living in an easier world than some of these other characters, but as we all are, and I keep saying that, but that's why this show is so relatable. We're all dealing with our own demons, and every single individual character within the show, they do such a good job of fleshing them out. And then from a technical aspect, this show is wonderful to look at. The CGI, and these CGI animated shows, sometimes they work really well, other times they just don't integrate the 2D elements that you want within a show like this. They don't put as much effort into the technical side of things. I feel like this show had a nice balance between script and story, and then the look. Some of the camera movements, the colors, the way that these characters interact with each other is one thing, but the way that they showcase that on screen is only amplified by the color correction and by the visuals in general. I think the show looks spectacular. Normally, I prefer 2D animation only, but I like the mixture. I like the balance. It is mostly 3D animation within this show, and if you're on board for that, and if you can get past the fact that some are going to judge this for being a show that's animals and this and that, I think this is a very deep, layered, and a show worth watching, even if you're not the world's biggest fan of anime. I feel like there's going to be something in here for everyone, whether it's friendships, relationships, the romantic aspect between Haru and Legoshi that is very awkward at first and a little bit scary at first, but as we progress, as we figure things out, it gets better, and we figure out that even though some characters are showcasing certain things in the beginning, maybe their motivations are different than what you expect. And I didn't expect to get all of this from Beastars, but I did. And if you guys enjoyed this video, if you like what we're doing, talking Netflix, streaming, all of these things that aren't movies, because, you know, there aren't a lot of movies out there right now, be sure to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel. I'd love to have you guys come back on occasions and give me ideas, recommendations for videos. Regardless, we have to give this thing a score. I'm going a solid 80% for Beastars. Really solid show, relatable characters, some epic and tense moments, some very adult moments, but this was just my warning for you all in my non-spoiler review. You guys are truly the best. Thank you so much for watching. Maybe another review later today, and then plenty more tomorrow. We're rolling through all the streaming content. There was a lot that dropped today, but I'll definitely be back soon. You guys the best. I'll see you later.